Good afternoon. I'm Next Weather Meteorologist Tammie Souza. I want to give you an update on what's going on with this huge storm system that is likely going to be bringing us severe weather by later today and this evening. Now look at how massive this is. At the very western edge we have snow. Now the center of the system is right about where I am standing now, and the cold front is pushing this line of very strong to severe storms that brought severe weather across the deep south yesterday into our direction. So let's go ahead and talk about what you can expect for this afternoon. We are going to be looking again at the potential of severe weather out there. We are looking first and foremost at heavy rain, damaging winds, maybe even an isolated tornado. Local flooding is possible with power outages out there, and the timing is 1 to 2 o'clock west of the city, 3 to 5 in the city, and 5 to 7 east. So we've already talked a little bit about this next weather alert for this afternoon, and this is our first big convective storm system of the spring, and boy, it is a whopper. It brought tornadoes across the south yesterday. It is now moving in our direction, so we're going to be concerned about some heavy rain, damaging winds. That is going to be our biggest threat there, to be honest, and an isolated tornado could be possible. The best tornado threat, well, there's never a good one, but the best chance of tornadoes is going to be to the south of our area. Nonetheless, we are still under the risk of that. So the local flooding and the possible outages, that is something else we're going to keep an eye on, and this is going to hit during the evening commute, the early evening to maybe mid-evening commute. So you need to be aware of that and have your devices all charged just in case we see these power outages, which I think there are some that will be likely. So about 1 to 2 o'clock west, far west of the city, 3 to 5 rolling right through the city, and 5 to 7 in South Jersey and beginning to clear the shore. That's the timeline that we're looking at. Right now, this is what we're looking at. The leading edge of some of the rain moving into Newcastle County, also moving into parts of Chester County and up into the Lehigh Valley. So not really into Philadelphia yet, but look at the shades of yellow off to the west. That is some very heavy rain. There will be intense lightning with this system. The hail threat is very, very low, but this is going to start moving across the area, and ahead of it, very gusty winds. So putting it into motion, you can watch that where you see those deep shades of yellow. That is about where the line of severe weather is. It's lifting north, and then it will lift eastward, and it will move across our area. Now the greatest threat in our area is for all of you in Delaware, parts of South Jersey into Chester County on up into Lancaster, and also into Berks County. A little bit further to the south, we've been seeing some tornado warnings. Now this is down across Virginia and into the Carolinas, and that's where we actually have the watch boxes right now, and that is where the worst of this system is expected to be today. So we do have a severe thunderstorm watch box. This is butted right up against the far southern edges of Delaware. So we're not under any watch yet here in our area, but that could change in the next couple of hours. Where you see the little gold boxes, those are severe thunderstorm warnings that are taking place right now. And this big yellow box, this is a tornado watch. So again, that is where the worst of this system is expected to be across parts of Virginia and down into the Carolinas. We're at the very northern edge of it. And again, here is that line that's making its way in our direction. You can see it's moving more north than it is east, but it is moving fairly quickly. So we are expecting this to come in to our western suburbs between about now and 2 o'clock, and then through the city between about 2 and 4, maybe as late as 5. But I think 2 and 4 right now looks like good timing for it. And then again, the main body of this area of low pressure back here into the Midwest, and that's where they're having blizzard warnings. They've had high winds, and they're getting some heavy snow. We're not going to get any snow out of this system, so you can breathe easy about that. This is our Futurecast. I want to take you through it, and this is basically going to be sort of every couple of hours. So we already have some of that rain knocking on the door. We're going to watch it continuing to move into the area. By the time that we get to about 2 o'clock, we're watching these very dark shades of red, the line of the stronger storms, make its way now into perhaps parts of Berks County, maybe even the Lehigh Valley, and headed towards all of you also headed toward all of you in like Chester, Coatesville, not quite to Delaware County, and certainly not into Philadelphia yet. Now, by the time that we get in to about 4 o'clock, Look at that line. Now that is a squall line of storms, and that's moving through the city. So we're going to say that's probably somewhere between 3 and 5, but I think it's going to be on the earlier end of that. So please be prepared. That is unfortunately right when your kids are getting off school, the buses are picking them up. So you may want to touch base with your child's school, because they may actually be holding kids if they have a lot of lightning and the damaging winds, and they may not put them on the buses right away until this line has passed. So you want to check and kind of stay up on that. That's a big deal. I'm a parent and I'm staying up on that as well. So now let's go to about 6 o'clock. You can see the worst is beginning to clear Philadelphia. Still, we're looking at some pockets of steady rain, and we could see some lightning, but the damaging wind aspect of it and the worst of it now has moved into South Jersey and toward the shore by 6 o'clock. And then by the time that we get into 8, 9 o'clock, this has exited the area. We do have some lingering showers and thunderstorms that will come in later tonight. These are again right ahead of that big swirling upper low, but the cold front, the stuff that was generated by the cold front, is already through the area. So these are the impacts, and these are the threats we need to be worried about. We're looking at a high level of flooding rain. Now this would be very quick coming down, and because it would come down so quickly, we would see localized flooding and ponding on the roads. So please be aware of that. This is not a big river flooding event, but this is one of those things that could last for a couple of hours. You could get a quick flash flood warning because of that, and then it will be gone. Strong winds, they're up on the high as well. We are going to be looking at that being something that we're concerned about. Lightning, we are looking at the lightning being moderate. Now the hail is on the lower end. Typically when you get hail, you get more lightning, but these storms are very vigorous and we're expecting to have that lightning. Tornado is on the low end, but we cannot rule it out because of the dynamics. We actually have something called speed shear. So it is not rotating winds from the surface up to about 20,000 feet. What we have is winds that increase in speed from the surface and that high. And that actually creates enough of that lift, enough spin that could happen. So that's why we are concerned about that. Now, 60. We're going to be 60-ish today. This is kind of nice, right? Look at the backside of this and look at how deep this curves. This is where that area of low pressure is, and that is the cold air that is pulling in behind it. But the wind direction, it shoots off from the northwest and then really coming in strong out of the south. Now, because we have those strong winds ahead of this system, we actually have this wind advisory for all of the shore points in the southern half of Delaware. This is because we're expecting perhaps 40 to 50 plus mile an hour wind gusts. We could see that easily in Philadelphia. Take a look at this. This is where we are. We're going to start at 4 o'clock, perhaps a 40 mile an hour plus wind gust in Philadelphia, already starting to settle down up into the Poconos and the Lehigh Valley. Down the shore, you have not hit your peak yet. 50 mile an hour wind gusts is going to be possible in Philadelphia, but look at this. We head down the shore and then you see wind gusts maybe up to 54, 55 miles an hour. And this is just as the front is approaching and clearing the area. Once it's gone, things quiet down pretty quickly and we get back to that 10 to 15 mile an hour wind gust. So for today, we do have a level 1 for Philadelphia and much of the area. That is level 1 marginal risk of severe weather. That's the lowest end. Nonetheless, I think we're going to see some warnings. And then we have that slight risk in yellow, and that covers all of you in Lancaster. It covers parts of South Jersey and all of Delaware, and that extends all the way down the eastern seaboard. The worst of it again is going to be Virginia and into the Carolinas. We're going to keep you updated every single hour, so please join us back here. We'll have the latest as the storms start to move in, and of course we'll have full team coverage. All the meteorologists are in for later on today.